Hello everyone, welcome to Students Point. This is 17th of September and we are going to cover all the important 10 questions for the day. And to get PDF of all these videos, you can join us on Telegram by writing the channel's name Students Point. You can also follow us on Instagram by writing the username The Students Point. And if you are finding this video useful, don't forget to like the video and do share the video with your friends and loved ones. Also don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive the notification of all the important videos and never miss any opportunity to learn and grow every day. Now we are going to see question for the day and everyone has to try to answer this question in the comment section. The question is KN Dixit committee has been appointed to study the evolution of. These are the options. Read the options carefully and then answer. The first question now AICTE or All India Council for Technical Education SPICES or Scheme for Promoting Interests, Creativity and Ethics Among Students has been launched by. So it has been launched by Ministry of Education. So here D is the right answer. The scheme will provide financial support to institutions for developing students' club for well-rounded development of students by promoting their interests, creativity, and ethics. This club should serve as a model for other clubs in the institution and also those in other institutions. And AICTE has approved institutes with a minimum of 5 years of existence, and only one proposal per institute for a club with a minimum student member of 50 will be admissible. An institute may choose its best performing club for applying under this scheme for the grant. Next question is about AICTE or All India Council for Technical Education got a statutory status in. See, UPSC sometimes asks the important bodies which was in news about their statutory status and when they got this statutory recognition. Also sometimes in PCS level examinations as well they tend to ask such questions. That is why I have taken this question. So it got recognized or a statutory recognition in the year of 1987. So here D is the right answer. And it is a statutory body and a national level council for technical education under Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Education. It was established in 1945. Now we often confuse between its year of establishment and the year in which it got its statutory recognition. So remember both this year, that it was established in 1945 but got a statutory recognition in 1987. What does the statutory recognition means? A statutory recognition means it was recognized by an act of parliament. And it was in news because the first ever AICTE Vishwasarva Best Teacher Award 2020 were presented by Union Minister of Education to 12 faculty members, and AICTE has approved institutes on the occasion of Engineers Day. Engineers Day is observed on 15th of September, and the award has been instituted for the first time to identify extraordinary teachers and recognize their excellence, best practice, innovativeness in field of higher technical education at national level of degree and diploma institutions. And certain parameters were evaluated to consider and choose these teachers for this award, which included focus on research, 360-degree feedback, contribution to student development, and resolution of societal problems. I have taken some of the important names of those teachers who have got this award. They included Dr. Prasant Pawar, Dr. Maluti Yar, Dr. Muhammad Yar, Dr. Janet Jairaj, and Dr. Sailja Patil. And who was Mr. Moksha Gundam Viswesvaraya? See, he was an Indian civil engineer and statesman and the 19th century Diwan of Mysore. He served from 1912 to 1919 as Diwan of Mysore. He was awarded with the highest civilian award, that is Bharat Ratna, in 1955. In 1950, he was knighted as the Knight Commander of British Indian Army by King George V. He was also the chief engineer responsible for the construction of Krishna Raja Sagar Dam in Mandya district, and he was also the chief designer of the flood protection system for the city of Hyderabad. He penned his autobiography, which is called as Memoirs of My Working Life, in 1951. He famously said that either industrialize or perish. So he was a proponent of industrialization. Next question now. The Development Council for Footwear and Leather Industry constituted recently is chaired by, so it is chaired by R.K. Gupta. So here B is the right answer. And he will chair this committee for 2 years, and 24 other members were also been nominated. And Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade has issued a notification to constitute this Development Council for Footwear and Leather Industry. And you can join our monthly kind of a test series. Some tests have already been provided last day, and rest of the test will be provided very soon in the upcoming few days. And there are 3 plans which you can subscribe to. The subscription plan will be provided in the description box as well as in the comment section. After subscribing to the test, you have to send your confirmation at pointstudent2020@gmail.com. Next question now. Consider the following statements about Abraham Accord. It has been signed between Israel, UAE and Oman. No, this is wrong, because it has been signed between Israel, UAE and Bahrain. However, Oman has also welcomed this accord, but Oman as of now is not part of this accord. In future it might be a part, but as of now it is not a part. It is Bahrain, not Oman. So here first is wrong, and it is the first Arab-Israeli peace deal in 26 years. This statement is correct, but first is wrong. So here A is the right answer. Acha, sometimes you have to pay attention that they might even change this correct words as incorrect. They might ask you that which of the following statement or statements is or are incorrect. So in exam you have to pay attention on that too. First read the question very carefully. Each word of the questions must be read very carefully. Thereafter you read the options. And it has been signed between Israel, UAE, Bahrain. Egypt was the first Arab state to sign a peace deal with Israel in 1979, and Jordan signed a peace pact in 1994. And as per the agreements, UAE and Bahrain will establish embassies and exchange ambassadors working together with Israel across a range of sectors like tourism, trade, healthcare and security. The Abraham Accord also opened the door for Muslims around the world to visit the historic sites in Israel and peacefully pray at Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, which is the third holiest site of Islam. And if you will ask me that whether this accord is in favor of India as well, I will say yes, it is in favor of India as well, because India has very strong relations with Israel. At the same time, India has very strong relations with countries like UAE, Oman and Bahrain as well, even Saudi Arabia. But the problem was that relations was not quite healthier between Israel and Arab countries. That is why whenever tensions between Israel and Arab countries went up, India came under pressure to balance its relations with Israel and Arab countries. Now since relations between Israel and Arab countries are also improving, it is a good opportunity for India to enhance its engagement in Middle Eastern countries as well. Next question now. National Highways Excellence Awards is given in how many categories? So it is given in 7 categories. So here A is the right answer. These 7 categories include excellence in project management, excellence in operation and maintenance, green highway innovation, excellence in highway safety, excellence in toll management, and outstanding work in challenging conditions. The awards were instituted in the year 2018, and the aim is to recognize companies which are performing exceptionally well in the construction, operation, maintenance and tolling stages of highway development as well as the arena of road safety. And Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has invited proposals for the National Highway Excellence Awards for the year 2020. And I have seen that some of you are answering questions in previous videos as well, which shows that you have started revising previous month's current affairs as well. But I will say everyone that those who are going to appear in 2020, you have to revise in very short period of time all the previous current affairs as well as your general studies portions as well. And those who are appearing in for the year of 2021 in any of the examination, you have to start revising the current affairs from the month of June, and you should move from August to June. You should move backward, that is from August to June. This will be useful in saving your time, as many topics which are in continuous development we see in detail later on. So if that news is already covered in the month of August and comes again in month of June or July, you can skip that question. That will save you time. And those who are appearing in 2020, you should be consistent in revising before your examination. Now let's see the question. Consider the following statements about Haryana Orbital Rail Corridor project. It will run from Palwal to Sonipat via Sohna, Manesar, Kharkouda. This statement is correct, and the project will be implemented by Haryana Rail Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited, which is a joint venture company set up by Ministry of Railways with Government of Haryana. So here both of the statements are correct. C is the right answer. This rail line will start from Palwal and end at existing Harsana Kalan station on Delhi Ambala section, and this will also give connectivity in route to existing Patli station on Delhi Rewari line, Sultanpur station and Asoda station on Delhi Rohtak line. The project is likely to be completed in 5 years, and this will divert the traffic which is not meant for Delhi and will help in developing multimodal logistics hubs in Haryana state sub-region of NCR. Next question now. Consider the following statements about Mount Everest. It is the Earth's highest mountain above sea level with a height of 8,848 meter. This statement is correct. And Mount Everest gets its English name from Sir George Everest, who was a colonial era geographer who served as the Surveyor General of India in mid-19th century. This statement is also correct. So remember these facts, that its official height as of now is 8,848 meter, and it got its name from Sir George Everest. However, its height will be updated very soon jointly by Nepal and China. So since here both of the statements are correct, C is the right answer again, and it is located precisely here in the map. And it was first scaled in 1953 by Indian Nepalese Tenzing Norgay and New Zealander Edmund Hillary. World's second highest mountain is K2, which is in POK, that is Indian Kashmir, but it is occupied by Pakistan as of now. And the height of K2 is 8,611 meter tall. The first effort was carried out in 1847 by a team led by Andrew Waugh, who is a Surveyor General of India. The survey was based on trigonometric calculation and is known as Great Trigonometric Survey of India. The team discovered that Peak 15, which was then the name of Mount Everest, was the highest mountain. And Everest's current official height has been widely accepted since 1956, when the figure was measured by Survey of India. But the problem is its height changes due to tectonic activities like 2015 Nepal earthquake. Its measurement also depends that who was surveying the height. Another debate is that whether the height or the highest rock point or the highest snow point should be taken as the highest point of Mount Everest. So China and Nepal has agreed that it is the highest snow point which will be considered to be the highest peak of Mount Everest, and they are expected to announce Mount Everest latest official height very soon. Next question now. Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation is administered by, so it is administered by Ministry of External Affairs. So here D is the right answer. So it is quite confusing. So you have to remember this, very important, that ITEC is administered by Ministry of External Affairs, not by Ministry of Finance, not by Ministry of Textile Affairs, not by MHA. And it is the 56th ITEC day which was observed on 15th of September, and it was observed online by High Commission of India in Dhaka. And the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program was instituted by a decision of Indian Cabinet in 1964 as a flagship program for the Government of India to provide development assistance to developing countries across the globe. And it is administered by MEA, and it is fully funded by Government of India, and more than 10,000 training slots are offered every year to more than 160 partner countries for training courses in various areas like accounts, audit, management, SME, rural development, parliamentary affairs and others. And if you have found the video useful till now, do like the video and do share the video with your friends and loved ones. Next question now. Union Cabinet has approved establishment of a new All India Institute of Medical Sciences, in short called as AIIMS, in Bihar at, so it will be established in Darbhanga in Bihar. You must have seen in recent times there are several inaugurations of project in Bihar. Why? Because elections are due, and of course party who is in power will take all its benefit and all will use all its power to come in the power again. And this will be established under Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana. Construction of this new AIIMS is fully funded by central government and is likely to be completed within a period of 48 months. Next question now, but before that, let's see the news for that. A customized My Stamp on India's first anti-satellite missile was released by Department of Post on the occasion of Engineers Day. So let's see the question for that. Consider the following statements about ASAT missile. DRDO successfully conducted India's first ASAT missile test under Mission Shakti. This statement is correct. And the interceptor missile was 3-stage missile with 2 solid rock boosters. This is also correct. So here both of the statements are correct. C is the right answer. And after testing it, India became the 4th nation in the world to possess such capabilities. So I hope you find the video useful. Do like and do share the video. Subscribe and press the bell icon. Wait for the upcoming video. Until then, stay safe and thanks for watching.